goes well for Real Madrid as they beat Monaco by 6-1. This is what we had some interesting quotes after the game. Everybody very much loving Vinicius Jr. This is what he said. The last few days were very difficult for me, for getting booed, for everything they said about me. I only want to be in the spotlight for what I'm doing on the pitch and for what I've done for this club, nothing else. We need to feel the fans' support to get things back to normal. If we're united, we can win a lot of things this season. We're a family.
Family who've just had a big divorce.
Exactly.
And the divorce was the manager.
Maybe that's it. Maybe
there you
go. How much... I don't know where to start with this. Where shall we start? Because it's Monaco.
I'll tell you where to start.
Go on.
Anything these players say at the moment is nothing more than balderdash.
Okay.
Absolute nonsense. They need to... They've won 2 games. Right, what, Levante?
Yes.
And is this inspired Real Madrid or are Monaco just guff?
Okay.
I don't know. I don't really care. What are they going to do between now and the end of the season? Because this is just words. Are they going to turn up for Arbeloa? Or are they going to be the Xabi Alonso team that did what they wanted? And on the you can't judge it on 2 games. But it certainly seems that they're all happy that Mr. Alonso has gone and everything's well in the world. And, you know, what was the other ones? Vinny just needs some love from everybody. And Jude Bellingham talking about the truth and all that. At the end of the day, it'll all come out in the wash. I think everybody's a bit fed up. I think a lot of people are just kind of fed up with a lot of this talk and just want to see what these players are going to do on the field between now and the end of the season. Yeah,
I think that's what Real Madrid fans want, is consistency.
They want to see a Real Madrid team that can sustain what they did today. And to see it far more often, and to see it particularly at Santiago Bernabeu all the time. Now, you only have to go back to the weekend and the first half against Levante, where everybody was getting booed, not just Vinny Jr., because of how terrible the team had been. Now, they go on to win that game, and what I think is really important for Real Madrid is that Barcelona then lost to Real Sociedad. Because then, all these vibes that were not with Real Madrid, they have seemed to have come back. This positive energy, the factual reality that they are only 1 point behind Barcelona in La Liga. Barcelona does them a favor. They lose against Real Sociedad. Real Madrid now come into Santiago Bernabeu having won their last match against a very vulnerable Monaco team. And then from the beginning, you saw a different version of Real Madrid. And we must say that it's noticeable so because of the intensity and energy with which they were running around and pressing the ball. And I'm not just talking about the first half. I'm talking about late in the game where they're up 4-0 and they're still pressing the ball. And the last couple of goals they scored, it comes from sliding challenges higher up the field, which you don't often see, and we haven't often seen this year. It's part of what Xabi Alonso was trying to bring to this team and wasn't happening. So when you see this, 1, you know they're capable of doing it. 2, if you're a fan of Real Madrid, you want them to sustain it over time. And that would be the big question.
And I suppose, Rob, we've got to be positive here because we haven't really seen this from Real Madrid all season.
Yeah, I don't think they did it in the first half, although they were leading in the first half. They scored the early goal.
I'm trying
Monaco
to be positive, Robbo.
And one of the... Yeah, I'm going to come to the positive bit. But what Monaco tried to do was play and send their fullbacks high and be a team that are going to go and attack Real Madrid. But what it did leave was them open at the back. And if ever there's players that can make the most of that, it's Vinny Jr. and it's Bellingham making runs from midfield and Mbappe just running down the sides of people. The energy of Valverde when he broke forward. Camavinga playing at left back, broke forward on several occasions. If there was a side to pick to play against Real Madrid in this game, it was Monaco, the way they played. Then it weren't like Levante who sat back and said, go on, how are you going to break us down in this first half? Well, against Levante, I don't think Real Madrid hardly had a shot in the first half because they didn't know how to break Levante down. Today, it was made much easier for them, but what they did was when they did have the counter-attacks, when they did win the ball back and when they did play it forward, they did it with intensity. They did it with quality. And what you saw was the skill of Vinny Jr. You saw the skill of Mbappe, which we know they've both got. And you saw more forward runs from Jude Bellingham, who was better today than he was in midweek, on the weekend. And the likes of Camavinga looked as though he played with more confidence. It was a much better performance, but had Monaco been a better side and been better defensively, it could have been a different story.
And we've had a lot of love, Robbo, from players after their game for Vinicius Jr. saying this is what he gets when he gets a lot of love, he gets the support from everybody. Is that something you're on board with?
Well, if a player is playing well and he's working hard, he needs to get the love off the other players and off the crowd. If he's not playing well and he's not working hard enough and he's sniping to the chairman about the manager, then he shouldn't get any love. And the crowd were right to boo him because he's part of the reason that Alonso probably didn't succeed. But if he starts playing well again and he starts showing the right sort of side of his game and he works hard and he closes people down, as Ali just said, which they did in the second half, then the crowd will get behind him. It doesn't take much to win the crowd over when you're a good player.
I'm on board with him just getting on with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But just get on with it. Get out there and roll your sleeves up and do your job. Just get out there and do your job. Never mind all this love nonsense. Just go in that field and apply yourself properly. And if we're being honest, he hasn't done that.
No.
He didn't do it for Xabi Alonso. He didn't apply himself properly for that manager. So just get out there and do your job.
And if you're into messages, Vinny Jr. scores his goal and goes straight to Arbeloa. That wasn't happening with Xabi Alonso.
But how long will it last?
Well, yes, of course. And again, it goes back to my initial point. Sustainability. Is this something that is going to last? And if indeed it's going to last, success for Vinny Jr. this season is also going to depend on the positions that he takes. And I don't understand for the life of me why he doesn't get the fact that if he finds more variety in terms of the position that he takes closer to Kylian Mbappe in more central positions, that they're actually going to be able to combine, and he's actually going to be able to find options for himself and for others far more consistently than he does when he's just parked on the left-hand side. Evidence of that, where the goal today by Mastantuono, where Vini is central, he's the one that lays it off. His own goal comes from him being in a central position, they regain possession of the ball higher up the field, and now he's going straight to goal. These are things that go along with what Craig was saying. Go on and play. Play your game, but play the game within the structure of a group, within the structure of what makes this team successful. And Kylian Mbappe and Vinny Jr. playing together and actually utilizing each other makes this team better.
We will see if indeed Real Madrid can get consistency going, because they're taking on Villarreal this weekend in La Liga.